let's get to step 5. Step 5 is what we call, I like to call it electronic medicine, or the gadgets, or the healing technology, because it's not all electronic, and all the different accoutrement that's out there. You know, I listen to these guys like, you know, the David Wilcox of the world. I'm friends with David Wilcox. I like David Wilcox, but, you know, they're like, one day we're going to have all this technology. One day we're going to have all this healing technology. That one day is already here. It's just suppressed because the system doesn't want anything to do with it, and they come after people who promote it. Now, there's things like ozone systems, which I have extensive research on. I've used myself for over 25 years. I worked at a clinic in Tijuana for 10 years where we gave ozone to people, the safest, most powerful thing ever. But it's suppressed because it's a competitor to the big pharmaceutical interest, which is at this point trying to take over the world. I think you probably figured that out right now. That what's really going on is that these people have so much money and so much power and so much influence. They bought the media, they bought the government and the governments of the world. They bought the United Nations, that they were like, we could sell more and more. We could control the whole drug thing, and they have to be on our drugs and our injections forever. That's what they're doing, right? Obvious, Captain Obvious stuff here. And they don't like competitors like ozone, and they don't like competitors like herbalism, and they don't like competitors like electronic medicine. So what you do is you just don't compete against them. You just give people who want to know, here it is. And I don't go out there and go, this is going to beat their thing. That would be foolish. They'll have my head on a platter if I do that. But it's not illegal to do ozone in your own home with your own equipment. It's not illegal to do herbalism in your own home with your own stuff. It's all legal. Right? At least for now. We'll see what they're going to go for next. These gadgets are so advanced. Rife machines, frequency devices, zappers. What are some of my favorites? Pulsed electromagnetic field devices, radionics devices. It goes on and on and on. Now, the system, because the system is very, it's basically a scientism system, right? It's not scientific method. No. Scientific method means you have no prejudgment. You go, well, just see it doesn't work or not, and we'll run a test. If it works, then the scientism says, no, it didn't work, and we're going to make sure it didn't work because we're going to censor you. That's what scientism does. So the worldview we have and that we've been raised in with television media and the brainwashing is basically trying to say that only their system works and that there's nothing else out there. And this is the reason why when someone like a David Wilcock gets up there and says, hey, actually, there's all kinds of options here, and they're going to be with us soon. One day we're going to have breakthroughs in medicine. It's like, dude, where have you been? We already have those breakthroughs. We've had them forever. They've already existed for hundreds of years, actually. I mean, in the case of ozone, the Nikola Tesla ozone system, which I have here, which is totally legal. You can buy it. You could put it together yourself. I mean, obviously you can't go out and advertise that's going to cure this, that, or the other thing, but it is legal to have one. You can buy one easily. That system was invented by Nikola Tesla 120 years ago. And it's really relatively unchanged in the way it works. How crazy is that? And I could go on and on about this kind of stuff because this has been my work. It's been Dr. Gabriel Cousins' work. It's been Dr. Pai's work for years. In fact, you know, whenever I get together with those guys, I'm always like, okay, what kind of new gadgets you got? And they're like, here, check this out. Then we got this little gadget and that little gadget, and check this thing out. And we got this ozone sauna. Okay, now you're gonna get in this hyperbaric chamber. That's another one of these gadgets. And it goes on and on like that. Ultimately, it's when you put all 5 of those pieces together, right? Let's go back to the beginning. The bowel cleansing. You got to pull the plug out of the bathtub and empty it all out. Even if you're thin, you're like, no, I'm thin. There's no toxicity. Oh, sorry, you're wrong. I've had people who are rail thin dump massive amounts of parasites out, bundles of worms out, bundles. So it just doesn't correlate. If somebody could be 20 pounds overweight and actually be relatively clean, someone could be 20 pounds underweight and be relatively dirty. It's not weight related most of the time. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, we got to wring that tissue out. We've got to actually move. We've got to exercise. We've got to get upside down. We've got to do all the things that wring that tissue out. And that's hot colds. That's deep tissue work. All the things we mentioned before. Number 3, you got to get on the right diet for ourselves. Find a plant-based diet. Keeps the inflammation down. Don't eat too much. Less is more. In fact, the less you eat, the longer you live. So the more you get to eat. Remember that. The less you eat, the longer you live. So the more you get to eat. Now, number 4 is we got into the herbalism and the supplement regime that's appropriate for us. By the way, I should actually take a few of these. I'm into this product right now. This is Dr. Pi's product. This stuff's crazy. This is crazy stuff. If you've got let's say you're all into all the things we're into, right? And you're an old timer. Try it, you'll find out. But let's say you've got a new timer, like your mom or your dad, and you're like, they're on Advil or Excedrin or one of those type of things. And you're like, look, I got something else for you to try. This stuff, he calls it Bosmeric SR. Whoa. And that's the power of having someone like Dr. Pi on board with us. He's a clinician. And just like every single clinician throughout all time, most of them are into scientism and they're not into natural stuff. But Dr. Pi is a formula that works. All natural, gets your job done. Potent stuff. Whoa. But it's good for, like, I send this to my mom, because my mom's not, full organic and all the other stuff, but she'll take these and it works, gets the inflammation down. Okay, hold on. So that supplement regime, that's number 4. Tonic herbs, activated charcoal. Get the parasites out. What's the 5th category? That's the technology. We have so much incredible technology. It's crazy. Electronic medicine. Most of it's electronic medicine, not all. The ozone systems, the hyperbaric oxygen systems, the systems that basically are legal, but are suppressed in the mainstream view because they're a competitor to drugs and injections, right? So those big pharma companies are making a lot of money on drugs and injections. They're running the media, they're running the show, they're running the government. And so they're basically trying to sell you. What's going on what we're seeing on TV is a big sales job. I'm sure everyone's figured that out right now, right? Fear, sell. So there's Dr. Fauci. Sell. I'm going to sell you on this. I'm selling you on this. We know that vitamin D works. Come on. We know that zinc works. Come on. We know that hydroxychloroquine works. Come on. We know that ivermectin works. Come on. If you look at those things, by the way, like let me just digress for a second. Listen to this. So the reason why hydroxychloroquine combined with zinc works is because that's an old herbal principle where you take something like hydroxychloroquine, which would be the natural equivalent to that would be something like propolis. So you take propolis, for example, and you're going to mix that with something that's super high in zinc, like a good chaga extract. And you get that same boom, 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 that 1-2 punch of the hydroxychloroquine with the zinc, but in a more natural way. There's hydroxychloroquine it's a metaphor. It's a similar molecule to quinine. And quinine can be taken also with zinc and high zinc substances, basically black foods. Black foods are higher in zinc, been proven in labs for years. All foods that are black are higher in zinc. So that's another way you could take that and you go, wait, okay, do we have a quinine plant up here? And the answer is, okay, if you're in the north, yeah, poplars. Balm of Gilead, the little poplar buds that pop out right now in springtime. You could mix those all together, mash those all up, make those into a tincture. That's your quinine. And then you're going to take, let's say, I like chaga and my little chaga mix that I make because it's super high in zinc. And you put them together. So made from the forest. It's all made from right outside of here in the forest. You see how crazy this is? We are so suffering from bad medicine. It's crazy. It's all synthetic. It's all scientism. It's all marketing. It's all, we're going to sell you on this. We're going to sell you on that. When nature's providing what we need, it's all there. Nature's doing the job for us. Okay. Now, by the way, so Michelle said, can someone message me privately about what I recommend for bowel cleansing? I recommend enemas, colonics. If you want to do coffee enemas, wonderful. I do medicinal mushroom tea enemas. Wonderful. I love those. That's great. Another one is just find a good laxative for you. I like aloe vera a lot. Because it's very gentle compared to like senna and things that all of a sudden you go, it's just super intense and rough. And aloe vera, you can just get a fresh raw aloe vera. You fillet the gel out, throw that into a blender, blend it with orange juice or your favorite smoothie or whatever you like to blend up, soup, anything. And you don't taste it, but when you eat it, your body senses it and goes, uh-oh, and whoosh, things come out. And you don't do that all the time. You just do that when you're cleansing 4 times a year.